While we reviewed a few headphones in the past from Edifier, the budget-minded audio company also carries an extensive line of bookshelf and home theater speakers. This speaker, the MS50A, is a smart speaker for the connected home with AirPlay 2, Bluetooth, and a clean, elegant design. And one of its main features is that it lacks the feature of a microphone for calling your voice assistant. And coming in at $150, it's cheaper and more affordable than something like the Sonos One, but let's dive in and take a closer look at the Edifier MS50A. Hey everyone, I'm Jordan with 9 to 5 Toys, and as a smart speaker, the Edifier MS50A is kind of designed to really fit in lots of different places thanks to its elegant, clean design. The sides and back are finished with a kind of medium wood color that's really pretty neutral, while the front is a near black fabric and the top is black plastic. The combination of smooth corners and the flat plastic top gives it a really modern design. The front panel can be easily popped off for an exposed speaker look if that's what you're into, but personally I think the fabric cover looks a little more tidy. And there's only one port on the MS50A, and that is for the power, which is kind of tucked away, hidden beneath the speaker. On top are all of the controls. There is a touch capacitive ring around the top with an illuminated power button in the middle. While not as elegant or maybe quite as powerful as the name Muso Gen 2, the controls are simple and intuitive. Tapping left or right will skip tracks, the bottom will play and pause, and the 3 dots at the top will switch the input mode. To take the volume up or down, just swipe either clockwise or counterclockwise. And we mentioned that one feature, or kind of a lack of a feature, is that there's no microphone built into the smart speaker. Usually with a lot of other ones, there's a microphone that you can use for your voice assistant, so it's kind of always listening. But if privacy is a concern and you don't want big companies listening in on all of your conversations, then this might be something that you're interested in. It can still be controlled via Amazon's voice assistant from your phone or from another Amazon voice assistant enabled device, but there's nothing on this speaker that will be listening to your conversations. And moving on to the hardware, producing the sound from the MS50A are a 19mm silk dome tweeter and a 102mm or 4-inch wool diaphragm woofer. A total of 40 watts RMS power pushes the speaker to room-filling sound that is surprisingly loud given its size. 50% volume seems like a good level for most of my non-dance party listening. And one of the biggest features here is the AirPlay 2 support. With AirPlay 2, it's easy to set up multi-room listening with multiple devices. And this multi-room setup can also be enabled through the Edifier Home app if you do have 2 of these speakers. And besides the 5 GHz Wi-Fi connection, the MS50A also supports Bluetooth playback. And moving on to listening impressions and how it sounds, overall it has a relatively flat sound with, I would say, a little boost in the low end. While not as bass forward as something like the Harman Kardon Citation 1 that we reviewed a while ago, the MS50A has a full sound with a frequency response of 54 Hz up to 18,000 Hz. And pop music really shines on the MS50A. Tracks like Bulletproof by David Guetta drive with pumping bass while the vocals effortlessly flow on top. And likewise, 24K Magic by Bruno Mars is a fun listen with crisp poppy vocals and a funky full synth bass. Unfortunately, the speaker doesn't seem quite as well suited for really complicated metal tracks like Mist by Protest the Hero. I'd be interested in hearing how a dual speaker setup handled the intricate fast-paced guitar riffs that usually shine in a stereo setup, but with a single MS50A, a lot of the guitar detail was lost. The sound was a little mushy in the upper lows and kind of that low-mid area. But on the other hand, even through that, the vocals came through crystal clear. And like we said, that is the same with other genres of music. And the speaker is using some sort of DSP or digital signal processing, so it seems like it's really emphasizing the vocals and kind of bringing up the low end, but with that we do lose a little bit of detail in kind of those upper lows, low mids, that kind of area where things can get just a little bit mushy. But overall, I really enjoyed the sound coming out of here. More intimate songs like Love is a Beautiful Thing by Wolfpack sounds really good on here, where there is some nice detail in the vocals and the guitars, but still some fun full bass as well. So overall, the Edifier MS50A really is an elegantly designed, easy to use AirPlay 2 smart speaker that will fill a room with sound without breaking the bank at $150. If you like really huge bass, then you might want to look for a different system that will kind of support that. But for what this is and the price and how easy it is to use, I have been enjoying the Edifier MS50A. If you are just looking for a cheap way to get a smart speaker or stereo smart speaker setup for, listening in your home or in your office or your kitchen or something, I do think that this is a great option. If you want to expand that further with more speakers and subwoofers and soundbars and things, you might want to look at getting into Sonos because their ecosystem is much bigger than what that is from Edifier. But once again, for simple setups that don't break the bank, then the Edifier MS50A is a good choice. Alright, and that's going to do it for our review of the Edifier MS50A. Let us know what you think about it down in the comments below. And thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. This is Jordan with 9to5 Toys.